Welcome everyone to our talk on Unraveling AI, exploring its revolutionary impact across different fields. It's our pleasure to introduce Engineer Adnan Hadi as today's distinguished speaker. Engineer Hadi, with a Master of Mechatronics, is not just accomplished engineer, but also an innovator in artificial intelligence. As the founder and CEO of Gain AI Edge, he has driven his company to a leading position in Canada and UAE by leveraging AI to open new avenues for business success. With over 5 years of experience as an AI consultant and developer for major corporations, he has initiated transformative change that have improved operational efficiency and competitive advantages. Beyond his industrial accomplishment, he has also spent more than 2 years teaching future AI experts at top schools like MIT and the University of Texas at Austin. He also helped employees in companies learn more about AI, showing how it can be used in real life. Today, Mr. Hadi will guide us through the world of artificial intelligence. He will make complicated AI techniques, concepts easy to understand, and clear up any confusion about them. He will also show us how AI is everywhere, changing many industries, and explain why it's so important today. This talk is great for anyone interested in AI, whether you are a professional, a student, or just curious. Let's give Mr. Adnan Hadi a warm welcome and get ready to dive deep into AI with him.
So, as the doctor introduced, our topic today is unraveling AI. We know AI is everywhere, everybody speaks about it. But my goal today in today's talk is to give you guys a high level primer so you can understand what's AI and what's not AI. And I understand you guys are coming from different backgrounds. So, I'm not going to go too technical on you guys, it's only high level. I think this is moving with the timer. So, here's the agenda about today. Like I said, I had a slide about myself, and I'll quickly go through that. We'll talk about why AI is relevant, and specifically, why is AI relevant to you guys, right? And then, what is AI? And of course, conversely, what's not AI? We'll talk about some AI use cases, and I've tailored them for Ajman University so you guys can, relate to them. We have a short summary about what we have spoken about, and then I'll open the floor for question and answers because I think that's where the learning happens. You can ask questions about AI and how it is changing the world and how I'm using AI for it. So before we begin, I have a short quiz, and don't worry, it's not graded. It's just to involve you guys. And I'm going to show you two pictures. And I want you to keep a mental note whether this is AI, whether it's using AI or not. So the first picture is voice assistant. We see it everywhere. Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant. These are all voice assistants, right? We ask a question, it gives an answer. So my question to you guys, is this AI? And the other picture is of a simple rice cooker. It's just a machine you can cook rice in. And again, is it using AI or not? So here's about myself. I'm an AI consultant. I graduated from American University of Sharjah. I did masters in mechatronics. And then I moved to Canada where I switched careers into AI. I was always into coding and I loved the concepts of AI. And I have a company where I do consulting for AI. So basically I help large corporations set up AI teams, make use cases, and supercharge their businesses using AI. But like the doctor said, I also teach during the weekends. And my courses are not regular student courses. They are courses developed for for industry professionals who want to learn about AI, transition into AI, right? So The way I do it, I teach them technical stuff and I also teach them hands-on. How is this technology now being implemented in the industry? And that's where all the, they fill the gaps. So why is AI relevant? And honestly speaking, I can pick up a lot of stats and figures to show you how AI has just, exponentially grown over the past few years, how ChatGPT has reached millions of users within days. But I want to bring up something that's very recent and very close to us. Just a few weeks ago, there was this World Government Summit. And if you Google World Government Summit, the majority topics you will find is AI. All the major country leaders are talking about AI. And here, there's a video. I'm not going to play it in the interest of time, but I really recommend you guys to look it up. It's by Mr. Omar Sultan Al Olama, who is the Minister of State of AI of UAE. And he said something very, very amazing. He said, in the English dictionary, you will not find the difference between complete and finished, but I'll give you an explanation. That's what he said. If you use AI, you're complete, and if you don't use it, you're finished. And if you reject it, you're completely finished. Watch the video, it's amazing. And I also want to give you a personal story. 2 weeks ago, I landed in Dubai. I met a friend, and he said, Adnan, I want to introduce you to an ambassador of a country. And I want you, I want you to tell him how is AI going to help his country. Now, this was an ambassador. I didn't even know about that country before. I had only 1 hour to prep. I went home, I opened ChatGPT, I searched it, what are the top 3 industries in this country? Tell me more about the ambassador and give me use cases how AI can help them. And I took this information, I combined it with my own information, own skill set. I met the ambassador, I gave him an AI use case, and he was blown away. So this is the power of AI. Like they say, work smart, not hard. So I think we all agree that AI is relevant. Everybody needs to know about it. I'm not saying go and learn coding, but at least know what's AI in your field. But now let's try and understand what is AI. And honestly speaking, AI is an umbrella term used for any machine, any software, any technology that shows some kind of intelligence. Now let me give you a very simple use case. These lights, for example, you switch on the light, it turns on, you switch it off, it turns off. There's no intelligence. But what if these lights, based on the audience, based on the ambient lighting, change their intensity, change their beams? Now it's showing some kind of intelligence. We can term that as AI. It's showing some kind of intelligence. And I want to give you guys another example. So in the early days, at the advent of electronic mail, email, they started this malicious campaign of sending spam emails. These spammers, they would send you emails about lotteries and stuff like that. They want you to click some URL. They either, put some virus in your computer or take some money. Whatever they do, the intent is bad, and these emails are useless, right? So how do we get rid of spam emails? So early on, coders, they started identifying some trends. They said, okay, you know what? Spam emails have these terms, lottery, click here, urgent, stuff like that. So why don't we make rules, like if else statements? So why don't we make rules that if this word is in the email, it's a spam email. If it's not there, it's not spam. Now spammers, they became intelligent. They found out that these words were being flagged as spam emails. They started making the spam emails more personalized. They would put your name in it, put some information they found out. And those emails are really hard to now tag as spam emails. And you can understand the rules, this is called rule-based programming. You create rules upon rules upon rules. It's becoming hard to find what spam emails look like. So then there was a subset of AI that was invented called machine learning. Now it's going to sound funny, but machine learning is basically a model that learns from past data and makes predictions. And the reason I'm saying it's funny because it always reminds me of my wife. She's learned from all my past data, she's learned my trends, and she can also make predictions. Honestly, like she would come to me and say, Adnan, I'm going to say something, and I know what you're going to respond. This is AI machine learning. But you know what? After careful thinking, I found one difference. Alhamdulillah, AI can be retrained. So this is machine learning, a model that learns from past data, and makes predictions. So this model was now trained on all spam emails. It learned what spam emails look like. And then it makes predictions that this is spam and this is regular email. Now, these models started off as very simple models. And I can give you an example of, in Excel, we use a line of best fit. That's a machine learning model as well. A very simple one, but it's a machine learning model. Now, the applications for AI became more and more complex. For example, identifying a cat from a dog, it's not that easy. Some cats and dogs look quite similar. So then another subset of AI came, and it's called deep learning. Now it goes by various names, and it's all the same thing: deep learning, deep neural networks, artificial neural networks. They're all the same thing. They're all modeled after our human brain, where we have a neuron, it gets sensors and gives an output. Deep learning is pretty much similar like that. It's a very complex machine learning model that gets inputs, does some transformations, and gives a prediction. And I won't go too deep in that, but now we're living in an era called generative AI. And generative AI is a subset of deep learning. It uses complex deep learning models, but this time it does not just generate one prediction, it generates a series of outputs, right? And the best example is ChatGPT. It gives you a series of outputs like a whole paragraph of text. So these models are able to generate new information. And you will see some images in my slides. They were generated from AI. I just gave a prompt and it generates an image. And of course, it only can generate stuff that it's trained upon. So always keep this basic principle in mind. Learn from past data and predict or generate. So this is basically the AI story so far. And honestly speaking, in the future, we can expect further subsets. Now, there are some caveats when we're using AI models. Not everything is perfect with AI models, right? So the first issue is that they are highly dependent on data. And that's because they use the past data to train on, right? Now imagine a model that was trained pre-COVID and now COVID hits, right? The model has never seen the trends of COVID. Those predictions are now way off. So what's the solution? We will see in a few seconds. There's another issue with AI, and that is basically the second difference between AI and my wife is that AI can make mistakes, right? So AI can make mistakes, and it could be based on various reasons. It could be because of bad data, bad programming, bad model selection, and sometimes even due to some malicious intent. Now, I could go into ChatGPT right now and start feeding it wrong information. It's going to use this to retrain, and the future outputs will be affected by it. This is called model poisoning. And the third issue with AI, and this is specific to deep learning because I told you it's a very complex model. Sometimes people also call it a black box because we don't know exactly what it goes inside. So another problem with AI is that sometimes it's hard to explain. And what I mean by explainability is, let's say you give me a set of data that from in the morning till now, this is what I've done, this is what I've eaten, this is where I've gone. And I make a prediction that, okay, right now your emotion is sad. And then you say, Adnan, how did you reach that? How did you reach that outcome? Explain it to me. And using traditional ML, I can explain that. I can say, you know what, your mood is very, very dependent on the appetite that you eat, the places that you go. This is your contribution to all of this, and this is your final output. When it comes to deep learning, that transformations, you lose that explainability. So this is one of the problems that people often complain about because especially in Canada, they just don't want predictions. They want an explainable prediction. For example, a customer comes in, applies for a loan, AI model says you're rejected. He needs an explanation. Why am I rejected? So you'll have to go back to the inputs and say, because your credit score was bad, because you have a history of bad loans, this is the reason you got rejected. So the solution to some of these problems are, of course, improve your data. There are a lot of customers out there with horrible data, and they think that I'll bring an AI model and it's going to solve their life. It's not going to happen. They'll need to first fix their data. There is a common saying in the data world that garbage in, garbage out. no matter what model you have, if your data is not good, we won't be able to give you good predictions. The second solution is human in the loop. So for that problem of AI making mistakes, imagine you are in a healthcare setting and the AI predicts that someone has cancer, and you just cannot take that prediction and start running tests on them or giving them medication. You always need a human in the loop, and especially for very sensitive topics. So a human in the loop, basically, before the prediction goes out to someone for taking action, the human vets it. He looks at the data, he looks at the prediction, and makes a judgment call. And finally, and I think UAE is doing great at this, they are working on an AI governance. So, we said that AI is hard to explain. Imagine, a model that's favoring male gender over female gender, or making some other unethical predictions or classifications. And AI governance would make sure that this kind of model does not go and affect the public. So this is a very important aspect as well. So now that we know what AI is, what issues it has, how we can solve them, they are not issues that cannot be solved. But just let's look at some use cases. And I've selected certain domains from Ajman University to help you guys relate how AI can affect all of these domains. So in the field of medicine, now imagine this radiologist, she's looking at these scans. Now there are expert radiologists, they can see scans and they can see minor things and point out issues. But what if she's just joined? She doesn't have the experience. What AI can do is it can train on all the past scans, find all the issues in the scans, and give her a highlighted view of the scan, and that is going to help her. In a study done recently, they found that with AI augmented scans, the radiologists were, diagnosing 26% faster, and they were also able to find 29% of issues that were not being able to found by regular radiologists. So that's the first issue I'm talking about, that AI can augment the expertise of healthcare. They can assist the experts. I'm not saying replace the experts, but assist them. The second issue is improving operational efficiency. Not too much here, but in Canada, the hospitals are always working at full capacity. They have beds in the corridors. They are so bad. And the regular wait time in emergency is like 4 to 6 hours. I know friends who went with a broken arm and they waited 4 hours. So this operational efficiency can be improved much more with AI. And finally, empowering people. We have apps that show us our medical records, but honestly, when I look at them, I get a headache of my own. I don't know what to see and what to read. AI can summarize that. AI can tell you, okay, these are your relevant issues. Work on this. This can be fixed with this. So these are some use cases how AI can help in healthcare. In the field of mass communication. So this is what I was talking about, generative AI. I just gave a prompt and it made an image of a bottle in a beach background. What we can do with AI is personalized advertising. And this is what Amazon, Facebook, all of these guys are doing. They have a profile of you. They know that Adnan likes sports, he likes to go out, he likes to watch movies. They're going to give personalized advertising for me. Content creation and curation. Again, we should think of it as an assist, as a starting point. Imagine you want to make a social post, you don't know what to write, you can use it as a starting point. But then, of course, that human in the loop should always be there. You can use it for data analytics, market insights. Why is the sales going down? If you want to find that. Predictive marketing. Imagine you have a new campaign. You're not sure if this campaign is going to work or not. We can use AI for that. And also like social media management, like I said, posting new stuff. In the field of business administration. So we see it all around. Chatbots. This is the first example here, customer service automation. We can use AI for chatbots. These chatbots, if they're intelligent, they can learn from your responses, right? They can cater to you specifically. If you're always calling about internet issues, it's not going to ask you 10 questions. Is it for phone or internet or this or that? It knows. Sales and marketing personalization, like I said, based on your profile, only give you ads and marketing campaigns that are relevant. Supply chain optimization, one of the biggest issues in COVID, the microchips and stuff were not being delivered, cars were not being manufactured. AI can help you predict what's going to be the shortage, what's going to be the demand, and make you ready before time. Financial analysis and fraud detection. Like I said, if somebody applies for a loan based on their profiles, AI can predict whether this person will be a defaulter or not. And also human resources. Not too much in Canada, but here, one opening comes, thousands of applicants. AI can help you filter those applicants, find the right choice. In the field of architecture, art, and design, just a few weeks ago, there was this conference called, this exhibition called STEP 2024. All the new startups were there. I met one startup there, and what they had done was very intelligent design. They had taken all the past civil designs of sewerage, trained a model, and based on your requirements, it's going to make an AutoCAD design of a sewerage design. And of course, you can now tweak it, but it gives you a great starting point. I know people are spending weeks on this, but with this approach, you can spend it, finish a design in days maybe. And that's the first one I'm talking about, automated design assistance. AI can help you design or at least give you a starting point of what your design looks like. I used to work in a telecom company for 10 years. And honestly speaking, day in, day out, I was making the same design. Obviously, being a coder and automator, I had found some shortcuts. But now AI, you train a model that learns your past designs and give you a predicted design. You can also do structural analysis optimization. Instead of experimenting with structures and destructive testing and stuff like that, you can use AI to optimize, what your structural strength might be. AI is also being used a lot in historical architecture preservation. Recently, there was a competition, and there was this Egyptian scroll that nobody had deciphered, and they used AI, and they were able to decipher what the message was. So amazing, amazing applications. You can also use AI for enhanced urban planning, maybe a city of the future like this. So to summarize, it's evident AI is taking the world over by storm. Some people are calling it the next internet, the next motor car, the next fire. So it's basically everywhere. The other thing is it's cross industries, and it's going to overlap every domain. Like I just give you 4 examples, but I can give you examples for all of these colleges, all of these domains. You will find some application or the other in all of these domains. Like we said, AI is an umbrella term. It basically means any machine software showing intelligence. There is a rule-based AI that was used a long time ago. Then we have machine learning, we have deep learning, and now we are in the age of generative AI. Like we said, AI can make mistakes. So to counter that, we need to retrain those models, and we need to pay careful attention. Are these models ethically and socially acceptable or not? Those predictions. And my final advice to all of you, since you are here at the career fair, and all the best with your careers. I see future leaders and future great workforce here. So my advice to all of you is, supplement your knowledge with AI. So be an expert in your industry, but also keep a lookout of how AI is affecting your industry. So that will give you an edge. And that concludes my slides. So I think you guys have a good idea about what AI is. So let's reveal the answers to the quiz. So as you guys might have guessed, voice assistants use AI. They listen to your instructions. For instance, if I look at, if I call Siri and I say, Siri, tell me a great sushi place. It's not going to tell me a sushi place in Japan. It's going to be localized, based on my location. So it's going to show some intelligence. Give me the sushi place next to me with high rating and stuff. So it's learning from the prompts. And as you might have guessed, this rice cooker that has no intelligence, it just basically boils rice. So thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Khalid. Thank you, Ajman University, for this opportunity. I hope you guys had a good time understanding what AI is. Thank you. So any questions?
Engineer Adnan Hadi for his nice and intelligent talk in AI and the definition of AI in a very simple words. And we can ask Mr. Adnan Hadi some questions before I start my question. So I prepare some questions for him.
Yes, thank you so much, Engineer Adnan, for this interesting talk. I'm very interested into the AI. Of course, this is the future, and currently we are in a transitional phase. Now, my question is related to the medical field where I come from as a nurse. We know that physicians, expert physicians, have a trained eye to spot, like, anomalies in ECG or X-ray or MRI. Now, the AI are assisting with that. I'm afraid the next generation of physicians will lose this trained eye ability. Are we worried? Is it coming? What's the solution? Is AI there to stay, or should we be worried?
So thank you very much. Amazing question. My answer is we are living in a gray zone right now. There's no black and white, right? You're right. If this happens and AI is giving great predictions, we might not need experts that much. But we can flip the question and say, what if those people who are not experienced and giving wrong diagnosis without AI? What's more harmful, right? Assisting them and bringing them up, or a few experts that might not be needed in the future. Again, it's a moral question. I don't know the answer to that, but it is a possibility. So what my answer would be that everybody, all doctors, all physicians have to use these tools to make them better and lose that eye, but they might get some technological advancements that are more future relevant.
Maybe the solution for it is to keep the AI for a job, for the market, and not for the universities and for schools.
Again, universities and schools again is a gray area. I know some universities, even some industries, I was working in Honda, they allowed access to ChatGPT. My brother works in HP, they don't allow access to ChatGPT. So this is, a moral ethical question that they have to answer. But honestly speaking, like I'll give you a story. I was in Honda and we were doing a generative AI project. And we went to a team that was designing Honda vehicles. And we said, oh, we're bringing generative AI to you. They said, we already have it. We have already installed it and we're already using it. So whether we allow it or not, people are using it. They are going to use it. They will give it, advantage from it. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm from the medical college. Very interesting presentation. It's very important for us to advocate new trends in medicine, but safety is first.
Yes, absolutely.
So just I want to know, you mentioned about involving a human or putting a human in the loop of
Yes.
AI. Okay, what is the criteria of this human? Who is that? The expert or somebody who has a basic knowledge in AI or what? Thank you.
So again, depends on which touch point they are coming in. So if, for example, I'm collecting data, I need a human who's expert on that data, right? When I'm giving predictions, I need an expert who is, like you said, a doctor maybe. He can look at the patient and say, this prediction is right, this prediction is wrong. So it depends on which point they're coming in, but we need an expert on that point. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have a concern. It's not a question really. I read Guardian every other day, and I was once reading an article about AI, and the person who wrote this article said that AI is neither artificial nor it is intelligent. So, I thought about this and I said, well, that's good news because if AI is not artificial, that means that human agency is still important. Like you mentioned in your slides, that human has to be there at the helm of affairs to control. And I thought to myself that yes, it is not intelligent because what it really does is just matches some sequences. It just maps things, and that's about 0.001% of human brain. So that's all good news. My concern is with the advent of technology and AI, I have noticed a downward trend in the intellectual curiosity of my students and my own kids and my neighbors' kids. So they're becoming dumber and dumber every passing day. And I fear that one day the intelligent portion of this term, artificial intelligence, will outsmart my kids, and that's going to be very horrible. And we know that Elon Musk and Bill Gates have already talked about this. They're already fearing AI becoming autonomous or outsmarting us. So that's a concern that I have. So I just wanted to know, what do you think about this? Thank you.
Yeah, all good points. And honestly speaking, like I said, we're in the gray zone. And that's why, the slide I pointed out about World Government Summit, those are the kind of discussions these industry leaders are having. So they are passing regulations for safe usage, they're passing regulations for stuff like that. Now, with regards to your intelligence point, I always think about it like the example of the calculator. I'm sure when the calculator came, everybody resisted it. That, no, we're gonna forget math, we're gonna forget this, we're gonna forget the abacus and stuff like that. So, but what happened was people started using their intelligence on other domains, and that's what I see happening. People might lose ability in one domain, but they might increase their abilities in the other domain. Again, gray areas. Thank you for the comment.
Thank you, Adnan. Thank you very much. Actually, I feel proud. Adnan was my student 20 years ago.
Thank you, Doctor.
So that gives you an idea about his age and my age. Just a comment, follow-up comment. AI can make people dumber, for sure. If we depart from the right basic education, like you said, the calculator example, I'm not interested in someone who can do mental math, by multiplying 34.97 times 68.62 mentally.
Yes.
That is not important. But I'm very much concerned about someone who cannot, for example, measure or mentally know that the distance from here to the door is about 8 meters. If I tell him or her that the distance is 2 kilometers and they accept that, that's a disaster.
Yes.
So the basic education
Absolutely.
has to be maintained.
Yes.
The basic concepts in any science or any profession, medical for sure, has to be maintained. If we want to let everything to be taken care of AI, then this is where the danger is.
Yes.
If now, as you know, all of us who have children,
Yes.
now children do not type, right? Say, hey, Google, what's 98
Yes.
times 27? Perfectly fine if you can detect that the answer that it gives you sometimes is wrong because you mispronounce answer for that, 29 times
Yes.
17 comes out as 20,470,
Yes.
then you should say, no, that's wrong.
Yes.
Something was wrong in the input.
Yes.
So AI is definitely useful,
Yes.
super useful, cannot be avoided, cannot be ignored in any field. But at the same time, basic education has to be maintained so that we can judge these outputs, that they are informed,
Yes.
that they make sense.
Yes.
And then
Exactly.
I have to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Carry
much,
on.
Doctor.
Thank you, sir. The talk was really amazing.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm an exchange student from Pakistan, and there I'm studying bachelor's in AI.
Oh.
So when I came here in Ajman University, they are not offering a bachelor's in AI. Here I'm studying bachelor's in data analytics. So a professor asked me this question, and I felt that I should ask you.
Okay.
This is a very basic question, which is, as you said, AI is the umbrella.
Yes.
He asked me which one is the bigger umbrella, AI or data science?
AI or?
Data science.
So there's another Venn diagram if you Google it in data science. And basically data science is the integration of 3 domains, right? So you can think of AI as the first domain. The second domain is your business knowledge, or we call it domain expertise. And the third circle is coding. So a data scientist must know coding as well. For AI experts, if they understand use cases, they don't have to hard code it. They can use ChatGPT and other tools. So I would say data science is that integration of 3, intersection of those 3 Venn diagrams.
So data science is the bigger umbrella?
It's not a bigger umbrella, it's an overlap with AI.
Right.
So you will find like machine learning engineers, they're not data scientists. They only focus on coding and building models.
Because
So it's not a
he said-
bigger or smaller umbrella, it's different domains.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he said that AI is dependent on data.
Yeah,
So
actually, we are lucky now. We have a new program in artificial intelligence at Ajman University. We are going to open it in the next semester. So we have data analytics program, and now we will have an AI program. So as Adnan said, they are intersect each other, but the biggest umbrella is AI. So the AI is the general umbrella, and data analytics, because in AI we can define two main branches: the searching for optimal solutions, and this is not necessarily need a rigorous data. So this is used in engineering and design and structure. And we have in another side, which is data-centric solutions. Data-centric solutions, which is belong to the data engineer, data analytics, data mining, machine learning, deep learning, and reinforcement learning, and nowadays generative AI, depending on the new models of deep learning, like transformers and digital twins and others. So from my point of view, we cannot say this is a part of this, because also data analytics can be implemented, tools and theories can be implemented to a wide variety of applications in different areas, in business, in engineering, in bioinformatics, in many areas. And now we can say AI and data analytics are a multidisciplinary topic. So it can be fit to anywhere.
Thank you.
So Professor Bidar, thank you, Engineer Adnan. That was a very timely talk and quite needed. And of course, I agree that AI is here to stay, definitely. I'm a faculty member, I'm a professor of pharmacy, and I also manage students and so on. It seems to me like the pace of AI is much more faster than the pace of us getting it and being prepared to it and embrace it. And
Much faster than, sorry?
The pace of it,
Yeah.
today there is something new like Genie and so on, is much more faster than us in academia. We are
Than
not
academia.
in academia
Absolutely.
because it has to affect the way we teach,
Yes.
the way we assess,
Yes.
the ways we,
Yes.
and we're still figuring it out while it's there.
Yes.
And I think some of the generations, if we don't really take fast action
Yes.
to redefine, to kind of
Yes.
reorient ourselves,
To pivot, yes.
there'll be generations who will just fall, within track. I hope, from your knowledge, that something's happening there where we have a united front of how to confront it, not to fight, to embrace it correctly in a rational way. This is number one.
Sorry, could you speak up?
I hope that if something's happening that you are aware of in the academia,
Yes.
there's something happening that we have a united front, a way of thinking of how to reorient our assessment methodology, for example. This is so important because we
Yes.
are really taken, suddenly.
Yes.
The second thing is redundancy
Yes.
of jobs,
Yes.
which is coming,
Yes.
which is already there.
Unfortunately, yes. So I agree both points.
It's just a comment.
Yes.
And if you know something I don't know, please let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not too well versed with academia, but I saw a talk by Salman Khan, who is the founder of Khan Academy, which is one of the biggest online platforms for studying. And when ChatGPT came out, he immediately made his own chatbot. And the way he made it was very, very amazing. Because if you ask the chatbot the answer, it's not going to give you the answer. It's going to say, what do you think is the answer? It's going to make you think. Like, we were talking about losing intelligence. It's not going to give you the answer. It's going to make you think about it. And also, if you make a mistake, it will not correct it. It's going to say, why did you write 2 + 2 = 5? And then it finds the fundamental root cause that, what, you're not following BODMAS. You're not bracket open, division, multiplication. You're not following that. So, it goes to the root cause. And I think that kind of AI is going to be really helpful in academia, which doesn't give you the answers, but makes you think, makes you ponder.
Actually, they also and AI. We have two parts of AI. We have strong AI and weak AI. So strong AI means it will definitely provide you the answer with 100% or around 100% accuracy. And we have weak AI with less percent of accuracy. So normally the ChatGPT is a cumulative or built-up model. So if you ask ChatGPT a question, it will not give you the accurate answer from the first shot. You have to keeping asking
Yes.
questions until you. So normally, if the students make use of this idea and try to take a knowledge from this, so it depends on the input of the question.
Yes.
itself.
Prompting.
Yes.
Prompting, you were saying losing jobs. there are new jobs being created. Prompt engineer was a job never there before. Yeah, so depending on your prompt, you can get better answers. Yes.
We have also Professor Muhammad Duresh. He's the teacher of machine learning and the master of AI. So he
Mashallah.
has a
You
lot
should
of
come here,
ideas,
doctor.
and he has some questions. Huh?
Thank you.
Go easy on me, doctor.
That's okay. Thanks, Adnan. Really appreciate it. Very nice presentation.
Thank you.
Now, if you allow me, is the student who asked about data science?
Yes, she's there.
Okay. So if I may just 1 minute. So data science are two words. Data and science. So in a nutshell, what we are saying is to use scientific methods, science, to work with data to extract knowledge. That's basically it. Now, under data science are probabilities
Yes.
and statistics. Now, you look at probabilities and statistics as scientific methods. But if you go under AI and machine learning, you will also see that probabilities and statistics are used under the umbrella of
Yes.
AI and machine learning. So this is the way you need to look at it. As Professor Mohammed mentioned, they are not really separated from each other. They involve each other. They support each other. They help each other. But frankly, my perception, my conviction is that if you truly want to do AI and machine learning, you need to have the second branch, which is the scientific methods. Truly, these are the basis. So I go back, if I may, to Adnan. Thanks. I mean, Adnan's background is very interesting. He's combining mechanical engineering,
Yes.
electrical engineering, and AI and machine learning.
Yes.
Which is truly, these are now the skills that are needed to compete in industry. So they want graduates that are able to adapt, that are able to, they have some background, but who are able to adapt to the job.
Yes.
My question to you is that when we look at AI and machine learning, we can look at it from many perspectives, many angles.
Yes.
By the end of the day, we want to solve some problems in the job market. And each job market has different requirements, meaning the job market requirements for Emirat is different from the job market in China or in Japan or
Yes.
in the US.
Yes.
I would like to hear from you, from your experience, how can we see AI and machine learning from the perspective of helping the job market? And I'm saying job market here, I mean industry and academia and government. What are the tools that are needed? How can we focus on AI and machine learning in such a way that we benefit the job market with the three pillars: education, research and so on, industry, and government institutions?
Yes.
So if you could maybe give your perspective on this, I think it would be very useful for all of us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So great question, and I agree with you. There are different industries in different countries. UAE and the Middle East is a bit different than Canada and North America. For example, recently I was in a chat with a person. He's a sports coach, and he was telling me they're doing these tryouts for young kids and trying to find which sports they're good in. And he was telling me, now we're collecting a lot of data. Maybe AI can help us find which expertise they have in which sports, and that would save us a lot of time and effort. So, again, I'm too young in this market to find all the use cases, but definitely there's a lot of use cases in the Middle East for AI. And to my surprise, I recently met the head of AI of a very big real estate company, and he told me that we already have an AI department, and we are already using generative AI at various touch points. When the salesman calls the customers, he has a generative AI bot next to him. And I think that's how AI should be used, as an assist. as a very good integration to every element of the business, and that's how businesses can, what I call, supercharge. They work much faster, much better. And also, I recently found an example where certain products are going off the shelf life; they're going to expire. So AI will use this information and give discounts on those products before they get expired. This not only increases sales, also reduces wastage. So a lot of ingenious ways people are using AI in the Middle East, and I'm still going to explore more. And with regards to academia, I would say just like the Khan Academy did, develop some kind of a tool, let's say plagiarism checker, some kind of citation checker, because ChatGPT sometimes gives citations which are wrong. Yeah. So these kind of tools, and I know some people have developed these kind of tools, and they got lots of subscribers and stuff. I think that's the way in academia as well, as a supplement to their education. Thank you very much.
Question?
Yeah, other question.
Thank you for your presentation. I am Ithar, pharmacist. You say we can apply IE in medical field.
Yes.
And at the same time, you say that can make mistake by IE.
Yes.
So can we, in any space we can trust IE in
AI? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Second question: a medical field controlled by ethics, and IE is just machine.
No, sorry, what's that?
Controlled by ethics.
Ethics.
Yeah, and IE is just a machine. How can make mix from this? How can control
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, absolutely. So first question, can make mistakes, right? So with regards to that question, I mean, I'll get a bit technical. When we make AI models, we have metrics that we measure, like a dashboard in a car. How fast are you going? What's the temperature of the car? So we are monitoring these metrics. So when AI is making predictions and a human says wrong prediction, wrong prediction, wrong prediction, the accuracy goes down, right? So with this, we are monitoring whether the model is good or not. And second question, also very good, how can AI learn about ethics? It cannot learn about ethics, but it can learn from the data. So if you are giving it data that's already biased, right? Let's say you are rejecting 90% of women and 10% of men. This is already biased data. When it goes into the model is going to learn that, make predictions based on that. So if you want to control ethics, there's two ways. You can sit at the end, look at the prediction and say unethical, 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 or you can look at the beginning, give it ethical data, train the model based on that.
Any other questions? Last question.
I'm a business.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm a business student, specifically majored in marketing. I don't have the technical skills or any of that, but I do have an idea that with the implementation of AI, I believe can make a lot of change.
Yes.
Can save electricity, even prevent fires.
Awesome.
So what do you advise? Would you have any advice for
Yeah,
someone like
absolutely.
me?
So first thing you could do is, first of all, gain knowledge from your industry. You should be very well versed with what your industry is, right? Then you can ask tools like ChatGPT, or you can go to experts like me or better experts and ask them, this is my idea. Do you, like the sports coach, he reached out to me and he said, do you think this is possible with AI? So reach out to these AI consultants and give them your idea and ask them, okay, is this possible? Yes or no? And then, obviously it's not going to be a yes or no answer. They're going to brainstorm with you and probably come up with a solution that uses AI. All right? Thank you.
I see you. This is last question. This is our master student of AI.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, so I have a few local models running on my laptop.
Okay.
They're quite weak. The token generation is very slow. And this makes me think about disparity. Like imagine ChatGPT 4, it's really fast, it's very accurate, and it generates very fast.
Yes.
So in the future, do you think this disparity between individuals running uncensored local models versus governments or corporations which have a lot of resources and data centers, is this disparity going to further increase, or is it?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, like, right? Military and defense have the top of the line equipment and stuff. So maybe we are working on GPUs and TPUs, and I don't know, maybe they have a hidden APU. So I think that disparity is going to be there. And even if these resources are out there, everybody provides it on cloud. They're so expensive that me and you cannot buy it. So, but what is happening now is, from LLMs, they're moving to SLMs, small language models. Why do we want to train the entire internet when our application is just medical, right? Just train our medical data. So I think there are smarter ways of doing it, but the disparity, in my opinion, I think it's not going to go away. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I know all of you have questions, and if you have any questions, please send questions for the email of Mr. Adnan. I don't know.
Yes.
So you have
Yes, I have question.
just one question.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I
cannot
am
be biased.
student graduation on 2020. Okay. Yeah, my name Aisha Saleh, and I'm from UAE. So I want to ask you a question. Do you have what job you have this company?
In my own company,
Yes.
5 years ago in Canada. And now I'm starting.
So tell me about your company. What is about this Q&A? What is the يعني related to something or what?
This is not my company. This is just question and answers. Yeah,
Okay.
my company is called Gain AI. And it's basically a consultancy company. So, for instance, you're a real estate owner, right? I go to you and I say,
Yes,
I can
yes.
increase your real estate sales. I can use AI to find patterns in your sales. Like these kind of people, like Emirati people, are buying these locations. These expats are buying these locations. So AI can
Yes.
benefit in that way.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you all. I will ask you last question because your answer is very short. So it's good for this question. So
Thank you.
let me just summarize it in one statement. Where you predict AI after 5 to 10 years?
I need to build a model for that. So again, Doctor, yeah, things are changing so fast. ChatGPT started with text, then it started generating images. Recently, they launched Sora model that's generating realistic videos. Honestly speaking, it's so hard to predict what's going to happen next. And that's what I do see happening is AI being integrated in all the industries, all places, all applications and stuff like that. I do see the internet, it just spread like wildfire. It's going to be like that. That's what I see happening.
So you encourage the students to go through the tracks of AI because I think the future for AI.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you
very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Answer. And welcome to Ajman University again.
Yes.
And we are very honored to have you here.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.